Shalom, shalom, Israel. Ashar Shabbat, Salakia for the delay, right? We had some technical difficulties, but we back at it. Back at it again with another Shabbat service, right? This one's entitled The Severity of Keeping Order, right? Because a lot of our people, due to the fact of emotions, they tend to get out of order, man. Get emotional and they get out of order. Get emotional and they no longer care to order the Most High God, His words. Your emotions cannot supersede the words and the order the Most High God set up. So I'm going to kick it off with the opening precept. It's the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Him. So everything we do in word or deed, we do it all in the name of the Lord Yahweh, the name of the Lord Yahweh, giving thanks to the Most High God Yahweh. That's why we say call Lord Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Wamalak Yahweh. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 11. And He gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Yahweh. Right? We're commanded to be perfect. It's not an option. The Lord commanded this, man. And a lot of times people think these little things that they do is not going to destroy them. Oh, it was little, it was small. No, you have to be perfect. And one of the biggest things that our people tend to let get away from them is keeping the order of the Most High, right? Women get out of order with their husbands. Brothers get out of order with leadership in the camp. Brothers get out of order with their own brothers, right? All because of emotions. Kind of see something, brother, bring it out. You don't want to deal with it. All those type of things, man. Hey, the Lord is going to kill you. You're not going to make it. Your emotions cannot supersede the order the Most High set up. The Lord loves order, right? This is the book. Well, first, let me get this precept, right? One of my favorite precepts. All the brothers in the camp know what I'm about to pull because I pull it all the time, right? It's the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 1. A laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich, and he that contamineth small things shall fall by little and little. So if you don't examine and fix the little things, and you're going to destroy yourself. So a lot of times you go off, you don't examine it, right? You go out of order, you step out of line, and you just kind of like, it is what it is. No, you have to examine that and fix it, right? Lest you destroy yourself, right? So let's go back. Let's go to 1 Corinthians, right? Classic precept as well. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 33. No, it's like it in verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. Let all things be done in order. And the Lord, He loves order, right? He loves all throughout the scriptures. Everything in the scriptures is about order, right? It's not about doing what you want to do, living how you want to live, walk how you want to walk. Hey, what is the Bible referred to as? Let's get that, right? In 2 Timothy. It's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 16. And it says, all scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction, right? In righteousness. Instructions is a form of order. To give instruction is to give order. So everything in this Bible is literally about order. And a lot of times our people, man, y'all have a problem with order. That's why you're disobedient and rebellious, right? Following your own belly to do what you want to do versus what the Most High God says to do, man. Let me get one more and I'm going to pass it, right? Let's go to the book showing how from the very beginning, and it's always been about order, man. Let's go to the book of Genesis, right? What did Abram do? It's the book of Genesis, chapter 22 and verse number 9. And they came to a place which the Most High had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order and bound Isaac, his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. So even the altars had a certain order that they had to be built for sacrifices. You couldn't just throw the wood together and make it how you want to make it. There was an order of how the altar had to be built, right? That down to every little thing, even how you sacrifice. If we go into the law of how to sacrifice, it's all a specific order. And the Lord will tell you at the end of giving that order, lest you die. Right? If you light an incense or a candle wrong, you dead. And a lot of us, man, we can't even hold on to a simple notion of order. keeping your mouth closed while brothers are talking, right? Damn, staying in order with your husband, right? Having a problem with things that are in the scriptures, that's out of order. No, I can't see myself doing that. That's out of order. You're not gonna make it. Sisters love to say, hey, I just can't see my. That's just not for me. I know what it says, but that's not for me. Well, neither is the kingdom, right? But brothers got it.
Okay, I get up in there. Let me go to the law. This will be Deuteronomy 17, and I'm gonna start at verse 8. You know what I'm saying? Just showing forth order, period. Like you say, it's order in everything when it come down to the Lord. I mean, the brother was talking about the altar, even if you go back to the temple. You know what I'm saying? It was like this part, this need to be brass, and this need to be gold, and this need to be silver, and it need to measure this long, and it need to measure like the Lord orders, to the T. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this Deuteronomy 17 and 8. It says, if there arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment between blood and blood, between plea and plea, and between stroke and stroke, being matters of controversy within thy gates, then shalt thou arise and get thee up into the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt come unto the priests, the Levites, and unto the judge that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall shew thee the sentence of judgment. And thou shalt do according to the sentence which they of that place which the Lord shall choose shall shew thee. So you got to do according to you got to do according to what the priests say, how they tell you to judge the matter. It can't be into your own heart, right? You keep going. It says, and thou shalt observe to do according to all that they inform thee, not how you feel, but all that they inform you. Verse 11, according to the sentence of the law which they shall teach thee, and according to the judgment which they shall tell thee, thou shalt do. Thou shalt not decline from the sentence which they shall shew thee, to the right hand nor to the left. And the man that will do presumptuously and will not hearken unto the priest that standeth to minister before the Lord thy God, this is that person that's getting in their feelings, their own emotions. They want to do what they want to do, right? The person that, will do presumptuously, what will happen? It says, or unto the judge, even that man shall die, and thou shalt put away the evil from Israel, right? So it's like, in every manner, you know what I'm saying, the Lord has set up some form of order. You know what I'm saying? That's how, we're supposed to deal with one another. You know what I'm saying? As far as the order, is order in everything. You know what I'm saying? Let me grab something else real quick. So let me see. As a brother said something earlier, and this is the classic with the Proverbs 6 and 23, right? It says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. It said these reproofs are the way of life, and the person that can't take reproof, that is moving presumptuously, that's moving towards their own feelings, they don't even, have respect for their own life via the word. Like the word to say that. Like, let me jump over real quick. Proverbs 15. Proverbs 15, I'm gonna start at 10. It says, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. That's damn near going into the same thing that was broke out in the law. But it gets even deeper than that. If I jump down to 31, verse 31, it says, the ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise. Because like it says, reproof of instruction is a way of life. If you hear the reproof of life, you abide among the wise, right? But verse 32, it says, he that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. And that's a deep one. If you refuse instruction, this whole book, like the brother brought out, 2 Timothy 3, this whole book is for instruction, reproof, correction and all righteousness, right? If you refuse this instruction of the book, then you despise your own soul. You don't even care. You're gonna wind up dead, like I brought out in Deuteronomy 17. But you got it, brother Jonathan.
Con, and that's one of the things. When you think about us as a nation, our people is we out of order, man. The music we listen to, our whole life is out of order, man. If you, there was a video, bro. I don't know if y'all seen it. Um, it was a video, and this is a prime example. And this is where it starts at. We come into the truth, and that's a part of being born again too. A lot of brothers are emotional. Um, even sisters when they come in the truth, man, they look at the other sisters that don't know the truth, but they really still have that same spirit. They still rebellious. You know what I'm saying? Um, so there was a video of a sister who got arrested. Um, she got arrested for stealing something. Now it came out that she actually didn't steal something, so it's understandable that one would be upset with being falsely accused. Um, but what I'm talking about was her daughter. I don't know how old the daughter was, but man, that whole scene was just out of order. She cussing, talking crazy, man. I never seen. I don't know about y'all, but I've never seen a young girl talk like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she talking like a grown woman, just completely out of order. And that's how they are raised. And Jake is raised by those same women. You know what I'm saying? That same way, just emotion and that, and most High bless her heart. But that's just showing you how she's being raised. She's a product of her environment. But let me get this scripture real quick, because this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 14. I shall set the people in order, and the nations shall be subject unto me. So there's an order in this thing. Let's go to real quick. Let me get First Corinthians, right? And we bring this out all the time. And it be the brothers that don't like order that bring this scripture out at camp while they teaching, right? I'm gonna start at verse 1. Well, first I'm gonna go to verse 3, and then I'm gonna go back to verse 1. Because the Lord said He's going to set us in order. We out of order. How is the Lord? How you think the Lord gonna set you in order? But you rebelling against the order of God and you don't even realize it. This is First Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. It says, "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God." That's the order right there. Let's jump up to verse 1. What did Paul say? Be ye followers of me, right? Even as I also am of Christ, right? So you have to have enough respect and decency to respect the men that the Lord has set up and put over you. Because whether you know it or not, the Lord literally put men over men, right? And Jay might kind of went to it um when you went to when you go to Deuteronomy 1. Did you pull Deuteronomy
Deuteronomy
1?
17.
Oh, you went to Deuteronomy 17,
Okay.
right? So let me get this real quick. And most of the time it's for correction. Because brothers have to correct brothers. We can't be out there being hypocrite, brother. If you going off, brother gonna get on you, man. Um, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 15. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over fifties, and captains over tens, and officers among your tribes. This is how you keep order, man. You have to set up and have men over, and we have that within the camp. We have order within the camp where we have certain brothers, trusted brothers that are diligent, that have proven themselves, and those brothers are over other brothers, right? It says, and I charged your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is within you. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, right? And that's the thing. A lot of brothers, I see a lot of you brothers, man, you come in this thing for the wrong reasons. And you start to, that's why all this clicking up and certain brothers being cool with other brothers and things like that. Because now when it's time to correct you, you take it personal now. You see what I'm saying? But we not gonna respect the persons in judgment, right? Even it might be your own wife, man, right? It's all cool when we on the highways and the byways and we getting on E for going off, but now when it's your turn to be corrected, right? It's a problem because our people don't like order. It says, "You shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is the most high. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. And I commanded you at that time all the things which you shall do." Right? He gave order, gave men things to do and how to do it, and they have to follow that, man. Right? And a part of that, and a lot of brothers, you know this, but you don't have no control over yourself. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down without walls. How you gonna rule over the nations, man? And you can't even follow order, man. If you can't even get in order as a nation, how's the Most High gonna trust you to give you the kingdom to rule over the other nations, man? Right? And we talk about this all the time. This where we at right now in this thing, it's a proven period. We're proven to the Most High, and a part of that is humility, being humble, being meek, and I'll touch on that later. But let me get this real quick in Philippians 3 and 17. Brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an example, man. Right? So that's very important. Let me get another precept in Second Thessalonians, man. Let me get this in Second Thessalonians real quick. Second Thessalonians chapter 3, I believe. It might be chapter 2. And this is very important. Verse 15. No, I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, if any man obey not our word by this epistle, note that man and have no company with him. And certain brothers, man, you got to get from around you, man. They out of order. They don't listen. You can't trust that brother, man. And no brothers is giving you any orders or telling you anything that is not beneficial for your own good, right? But brothers correcting you when you're wrong and you don't take that, you a fool. It says, verse 13, but ye brethren, be not, so like in verse 15. Now I'm gonna read that again. And if any man obey not our word by this epistle, note that man and have no company with him, that he may be ashamed. Yet count him not as an enemy, but admonish him as a brother. So that doesn't make you an enemy. It's just, look, you can't be around us because we trying to move one way and we can't have a brother that's out of order. You're gonna mess up everything, man. You get somebody killed like that, man. Even in the military, man. But that don't mean, you know what I'm saying? We still treat you as you're not. That don't make you our enemy. You just can't roll with us. That's how you keep order, man. Right? And let me get one more scripture, man. I'll pass it. Go ahead. I'll come back. I won't be too long winded.
Mighty points. And I got a clip I want to pull up a little while later. It's a pretty interesting clip to pull up about, order, man, and how the Lord can bring swift judgment on you for hating his order. Right? I'm gonna pull it up and we're gonna get through a couple more precepts with the brothers, and I'm gonna pull it up. You know what I'm saying? Nice look. I mean, not nice, but it shows you. It shows you what can happen to you, man. Right? So let's go to the book. Brothers pulled out mighty precepts. Go to the book of Exodus 39. Right? Matter of fact, let me start here. Let me go to Matthew 18. That's where I wanted to go first. All right. All right, brothers, this is another classic precept, but brothers don't look at how this is ordered. Right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, then thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take thee one or two more. Then in the mouth of two or three witnesses, every word may be established. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen, a heathen man, and a publican. That's plain upon tables, right? The Lord, that's order. That's the order. The Most High set up an order of even how to deal with somebody that you have an art with. He didn't say, hey, call them out. You can kind of square up with them when you're ready, so on and so forth. The Lord said that this is the order that you must follow, right? So in everything that the Lord has done, there's order, right? Let's go to Exodus, right? It's the book of Exodus, chapter 39, in verse, I'm going to start at verse 32. Thus were all the work of the tabernacle of the tent of the congregation finished. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so did they. And they brought the tabernacle unto Moses, the tent and all his furniture, his taches, his boards, his bars, and his pillars, and his sockets. And the covering of the ram skin dyed red, and the covering of the badger skin, and the veil of the covering, and the ark of the testimony, and the staves thereof, and the mercy seat, the table, and all the vessels thereof, and the showbread, the pure candlestick with lamps thereof, even the lamps to be set in order, and all the vessels thereof, and the oil for the light. So even inside of the temple, right, the candlesticks had a certain order that they must be set in, man. There's nothing that the Lord does that's not in order. And anytime somebody steps out of the order, hey, something kind of happens, man. Right? Let's get this. Let's go to the book of Numbers. Right? It's the book of Numbers. Right? Chapter 4. And I'm going to start at verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, take the sons of the Kohath from among the sons of Levi, after their families by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even until 50 years old, all that enter into the host to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. So here's the first thing about order, right? You have an age. You have to be at a certain age in order to even enter into the tabernacle, right? And then at a certain age, you got to stop doing the service of the temple, right? Read on. Reading on. It says, this shall be the service of the sons of Kohath and the tabernacle of the congregation about the holy things. And when the camp setteth forth, Aaron shall come and his sons, they shall take down the covering veil and cover the ark of testimony with it. The sons of Aaron, the Aaronites, right? The Kohathites did not get that, right? So it says what? And shall put thereon the covering of badger skin and spread over it with a cloth wholly of blue, and shall put the staves thereof. And upon this table of the showbread, they shall spread the cloth of blue to put thereon the dishes, the spoons, the bowls, the coverings, the cover with all the continual bread shall be thereon. Right? The point of the matter is what? The sons of Aaron are the ones that could touch the ark of the covenant. The Kohathites, they could touch holy things, but not the ark of the covenant. Right? So let's get this. Let's go to the book of 2 Samuel. It's the book of 2 Samuel. It's a lot. It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, right? In verse, I'm on first Samuel. It's lucky, my bad. That's what I want. Hold on, Slocky. My bad, that's not what I want yet. Let's go to First Chronicles. My precept. Bear with me. I'm kind of going off. Man, Samuel. This Samuel, that's what I want. Bear with me. This 2 Samuel 6 and verse 6. And when they came to Nakan, threshing floor, Uzzah put forth his hand to the ark of the Most High and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it. And the anger of the Most High was kindled against Uzzah, and the Most High smote him there for his error. and there he died by the ark of the Most High. Why? Because he was not of the sons of Aaron. He had no business touching the ark. Amen. It seemed like a right thing. It seemed like the right thing. The ark is going to fall. I got to touch it. It seemed like the right thing, right? But what does the Lord say, right, about what may seem right? Let's go to the book of Proverbs, classic precept, right? It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death, right? He knew the law. He knew he had no business touching that, right? That's the order of the Most High. You can't, because it kind of seemed right or it feels good to you, right, that I'm going to do something outside the Most High's order. And that's what our people struggle with the most. Well, it seemed right to me, right? That's how I feel, right? No, you got to stay in order at all times, right? Let me get one more and I'm going to pass it. Right? I want the book of First Chronicles, chapter 9 and verse 32. And it says, and the other of their brethren, the sons of the Kohathites, were over the showbread to prepare it every Sabbath, man. So the Kohathites, they had a distinct thing they had to do. Their order that they had to fulfill week in and week out was to what? Make sure that the showbread was there every Shabbat. Nobody else could deal with the showbread. You had to be a Kohathite, right? So the order of the Most High is very distinctive, right? And you must keep it. A lot of people think because the Lord hasn't killed them yet for being out of order that they're going to make it, right? Well, that's Ecclesiastes chapter 8, man, right? Hey, just because it ain't happened yet don't mean it's not going to happen. The Lord going to take you out, man. You got to keep his order. That's why he gave us this book. It says for instruction. Instruction is another word for order. You got to kind of open up. You kind of get let's say you got a damn TV stand. Kind of got a TV stand. The TV stand gave you instructions of how to put the TV stand together. You kind of hop in the middle of the instructions to start off there. Right? TV stand going to be all kind of jammed up. You got extra screws, extra piece of wood. You kind of put the TV stand on there, the whole TV fall and break. Because you didn't do it in order. So instruction is all about order. So if the Bible is for instruction, it is for you to be in order, brothers and sisters. Right? Go. You got it, King.
God, great point. You know what I'm saying? I was going to go back to the grabber account, go back to the book of 2 Samuel. So 2 Samuel 18 and verse 9, it says, and Absalom met the servants of David, and Absalom rode upon a mule, and the mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak, and his head caught hold of the oak, and he was taken up between the heaven and the earth. And the mule that was under him went away. And a certain man saw it and told Joab and said, behold, I saw Absalom hang in an oak. And Joab said unto the man that told him, and behold, thou sawest him, and why didst thou not smite him there to the ground? And I would have given thee 10 shekels of silver and a girdle, because it was basically money on that man's head. He said, I would have paid you to do so, right? Let's keep going. Verse 12, it says, and the man said unto Joab, though I should receive 1,000 shekels of silver in mine hand, yet would I not put forth mine hand against the king's son. For in our hearing, the king charged thee and Abishai and Ittai, saying, beware that none touch the young man Absalom. So this was an order. This was a direct order for us not to put our hands on him. And though you would have gave me 1,000, you talk about 10 shekels, though you would have gave me 1,000, I'm not about to step out of order. And there's a lot of people that'll do it for less. Hell, they out of order for free. They don't care. They have no respect unto the Lord, right? Let me read this last one, 13. It says, otherwise, I should have wrought falsehood against mine own life, for there is no matter hid from thee, there is no matter hid from the king, Salakia, and thou thyself wouldst have set thyself against me. Like you telling me this now, but for me to find my orders, a strict order, you would have set yourself against me. I would have been a marked man. I would have died if I would have been out of order, though you saying this right now. So I mean, let me grab something else because the brother brought it up earlier. Let me go to Second Chronicles. What old Uzziah. Let me see what I'm doing. Second Chronicles 26. Let me see where I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna start at verse 14. And it says, and Uzziah prepared for them throughout all the host shields and spears and helmets and habergeons and bows and slings to cast stones. And he made in Jerusalem engines invented by cunning men to be on the towers and upon the bulwarks to shoot arrows and great stones withal. And his name spread far abroad, for he was marvelously helped till he was strong. So this was a great man, man. He had I would say, he had a mighty lot. You know what I'm saying? But some people are just not content with the lot that the Lord gave them, right? Let me keep going. Verse 16 says, but when he was strong, his heart was lifted up to his destruction. For he transgressed against the Lord his God and went into the temple of the Lord to burn incense upon the altar of incense. Like the brother was talking about earlier. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, everything is in order. Certain people got certain jobs or certain, things that they got to carry out. The incense being burned was for a particular people, right? Let's keep going. Verse 17, it says, and Azariah the priest went in after him, and with him fourscore priests of the Lord that were valiant men. And they withstood Uzziah the king, and said unto him, it appertaineth not unto thee, Uzziah, to burn incense unto the Lord, but to the priests, the sons of Aaron, that are consecrated to burn incense, because that's the order that the Lord set up, right? Keep going. It says, go out of the sanctuary, for thou hast trespassed, neither shall it be for thine honor from the Lord God. Then Uzziah was wroth and had a censer in his hand to burn incense. And while he was wroth with the priest, the leprosy even rose up in his forehead before the priest in the house of the Lord from beside the incense altar. So this man was become leprous because he's out of order. You gotta everything. The Lord didn't lay this book down. You know what I'm saying? Give us this book for us to do what the hell we want to do. You know what I'm saying? There's an order to everything, like we're bringing out. You know what I'm saying? Last verse 20. It says, and Azariah the chief priest and all the priests looked upon him, and behold, he was leprous in his forehead, and they thrust him out from thence. Yeah, himself hasted also to go out, because the Lord had smitten him. And that was of the Lord, because what? That was the order of the Lord. It was only the priests, the sons of Aaron, that was supposed to burn incense, right? But I got another account, but I know you said you had a video and stuff. You can go ahead and get in there, Jonathan.
Mighty points, mighty points. Let me get this real quick in Romans 15 and 4. Brothers bring this out all the time, man. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So we're supposed to learn from these things, and we're supposed to, this is literally, this is our history, this is our heritage. We got to look at it from that perspective. The way these men did, when men did certain things, we saw how the Most High dealt with them. You understand? Certain men that the Lord loved, that He respected, that He set up, when they did certain things, guess what? That's how we're supposed to move. We're supposed to do that same thing, man. Let me get this account in Second Chronicles, man. It says Second Chronicles chapter 34 and verse 12. Nah, let's start at 11. It said, no, I'm gonna start at 12. It says, and the men did the work faithfully, and the overseers of them were Jahath and Obadiah, the Levites of the sons of Merari, and Zechariah and Meshullam of the sons of the Kohathites, to set it forward, and other of the Levites, all that could skill of instruments and music. Also they were over the bearers of burdens, and were overseers of all that wrought the work in any manner of service, and of the Levites that were scribes and officers and porters, right? So they just wasn't out there. Everybody wasn't just out there just doing whatever the hell they wanted to do, man. So you had men. So Jake, you understand this in the world. You go to work and you work at a job. There's order at that job in that company. That's set up. Everybody know the job they're supposed to be doing, but you need somebody to make sure that you're doing that job, right? So why? Because you're not gonna let one man mess up the whole company, man. So you need somebody to be checking in and let me get the definition real quick. Literally, an overseer. That's what we just read in the Bible. A person who oversees others. These people are responsible for others. Hey, certain if you're a manager and you're managing certain individuals, hey, they can do something to get you fired, man. You understand? And the Lord said we're shepherds, man. We supposed to watch over one another's soul, man. So that's an important job, man. So it says a person with supervisory responsibilities. And your supervisor can suspend you, man. You know what I'm saying? And they can reprimand you. And they can fire you. They can kick you out. Let me go to the book of Romans, man. It's the book of Romans, chapter 13. And a lot of brothers go to this scripture, man, to um say listen to the white man, obey the white man. Right? Jake, you don't have no problem taking order from Esau, right? We still under these curses, man. You still really hate your brother even in the truth. You don't even respect him, right? To consider that he's correcting you for your own good. But you take it personal, you get mad at the brother, right? You start pouting like a little kid. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. But there is no power but of the most high. The powers that be are ordained of the most high. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive of themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror to good works. What does that mean? That means if you do what you're supposed to do, it won't be a hard thing, man. You shouldn't have no problems, right? But to the evil. So if a ruler is a terror unto you and you got a problem with somebody being over you, it's because you're going off, man. You're doing evil. And most people like that, they don't like nobody saying nothing to them, man. It says, will thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same, man. For he is the minister of the Most High to do to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil, man. And let's get an account of that, man. Of somebody getting out of order. Let me go to is it, hold on. First Maccabees. Let me get this real quick. Second Maccabees, I think. No, First Maccabees chapter 2. In verse. Let me find what I want. Uh, Salaki, man. I'm trying to find where I want to start at. Is that Second Maccabees? What Mattathias when he killed that dude, man? Slew him through. Chapter 2,
First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 23.
2 and 23. Okay, yeah, this okay. This is First Maccabees chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at 22. It says, we will not hearken to the king's words, to go from our religion either on the right hand or on the left. Now, when he had left speaking these words, and brothers do this, man, right? Brothers, leaders, go and they set forth the order and they speak and they say this how it's gonna go down. And you got always got the one brother there. Wait till he not around, whispering in another brother. What you think about what he said? You agree with that? I don't know, man. It seems like you know what I'm saying. Always a brother getting out of order, trying to do his own thing, man. It says, now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar. He just said, we're not doing that, man. Now the Lord set him up, man. You got to be able to, you got to learn how to be a servant and follow. You can't be a leader if you can't follow, man. It says, which was it said in sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modern, according to the king's commandment. Which thing, because we just read in Romans 13, okay, about when the Lord set up people over you. It says, which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, meaning the anointing of the Lord, man, came upon him, man. Right? Because you ain't supposed to kill your brother, man. And that's a sin. So this was judgment from the most high, right? It says, the Lord didn't say Mattathias was wicked or evil or Mattathias sinned for this. He was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar, man. Also, the king's commissioner who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time, and the altar was pulled down, right? So immediate judgment came upon him for getting out of order, man. Right? So and why do we have problems with this, man? Let me get this real quick in Philippians chapter 2. Because a lot of times brothers are not really in this thing for the right reasons. This is Philippians chapter 2, and I'm gonna read verse 3. It says, let nothing be done through strife or vain glory. When you sincere, you don't have these problems, right? You have a humble spirit. But in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves, right? Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. And that's what brothers do. If brothers didn't care, brothers wouldn't say nothing to you. Brothers just let you go off, man. But that's a burden on brothers, man, to have to deal with other brothers and have to sit there and take their time, get on calls, get on councils, and deal with a brother's issue when we could be doing something else, man. But brothers that are prideful, they don't consider that, right? It says, verse 5, let this mind be in you, which was also in the Mashiach Yahushua, man. Right? So that's the same spirit that Yahushua had, man. Let me get another. This is Proverbs chapter 22, and I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, by humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life, man. A humility and being humble is actually true riches, man, and life, man. And that takes a lot, man. Right? Let me get Luke chapter 14. Luke chapter 14 and verse 11 says, for whosoever exalted himself shall be abased. Because that's what you do, man. When you rebel against pride, that pride is not allowing you to be corrected, man. It says, because you want to be exalted. You want to be the one that's doing the correcting. For whosoever exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. So that's actually how you be exalted. And this happens organically because you're sincere. So brothers are no, brothers that are respected or truly respected, they don't try to they don't put a plan for that to happen. It happens organically, and people just respect them by the way they conduct themselves because people can see the humility and that they're humble. So that's the traits you want to have. That's the spirit that Yahushua had. Yahushua had all wisdom and knew everything. He knew he was the son of the Lord. He knew the power that he had, man. Even the fact that Yahushua in Hebrews 2 said it behooved him to be made like unto his brothers, man. This is First Peter chapter 5 and verse 6. It says, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time. Not now, but in due time. Right? So, you got to stay in order, man. And part of the number one reason brothers are not in order because brothers are not humble. That's how you get out of order, because pride springeth forth, man. I yield on that.
Con, I'm gonna pull this clip up about somebody, Eve, right? How the Lord brought judgment. Eve need to be very, very, very careful. And this is a very controversial thing too. So we're gonna pull this up, right? Kind of see what we can get from this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What? Oh, come on. All right, so I'm gonna start it and then I'm gonna jump to the point, right? So you can understand what's going on. Then I'm gonna jump to the point.
You guys can't open it? No, we are. No. We're asking you. What money came from the store? Just the hundreds.
Just the hundreds, not the tens inside here? Okay.
On June 6th, 2023, officers from Broward County responded to a call where a Walmart cashier was accused of stealing thousands of dollars from her register. Initially, the scheme involved the cashier shortchanging customers when given large bills, netting her $200 to $300 daily. Eventually, the cashier advanced her theft skills, leading to her stealing between $500 and $1,000 each day.
I hate this, but we need your hat. We need your hat, man. We had to.
So that's what happened. She got jammed up. They're gonna show you her confessional, right? Let's listen in.
Give me 1 to 2 weeks, and I'll show you how you can start your own success.
Which one?
Not that one. The one that's right by a gas station.
Is that all the way up north?
No, it's not too far from a Publix. You know, Publix Hillsborough Square.
Oh, all the way up there. Mm-hmm. What happened over there? Why'd you leave? Isn't that one closer to your house?
It is, but I left because I left my parents' house. I wasn't living down in Pompano anymore.
Where are you living now?
I was living in Florida.
Fort Lauderdale? Okay.
And Miami.
And Miami? It was just like on your own or with your friends?
Boyfriend.
Okay. It seemed like you're disappointed.
Very.
Yeah? How long did you know him?
Who?
Your boyfriend.
Oh. We've been together for like a year and some months. Will be 2 years, December.
Okay, so you guys are still together?
Yeah.
Why?
It's complicated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Doesn't look like it's complicated. It looks like you got it all figured out.
It's complicated.
Yeah? Is he messing around? Or he's got you in a trick bag?
I can't say messing around because he believes in having multiple wives. I'm just not part of that.
What is he, Mormon?
He believes in...
He's Muslim.
The Most High.
The Muslim?
He's not Muslim.
But he believes in like what?
Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai.
Oh, so he's Jewish.
Yeah, he's one of them Israelite.
Now, we gonna get more into this, right? We're gonna play a little bit more, but brother, did y'all hear what she said?
Yeah,
I can barely hear.
Clip of that.
What she say?
I saw the short clip of that before, but I ain't never seen the whole thing.
So she said that. So she got caught stealing all this money. She about to get locked up. They going for a confessional. He asked her about where she lived at, and she was like, "Well, I didn't live there at the time, right?" And he said, "Who were you living with, friends?" And she said, "No, my boyfriend." And he said, "Okay, so what's going on with him?" And she said, he said, "How long?" He said, 2 years. She said, "Y'all still together?" She said, "It's complicated." He said, "What is he? Was he messing around?" She said, "No. I can't say he was messing around because he believes in multiple wives, and I'm not with that." And he said, "What is he, Mormon?" And she said, "No." He said, "Is he Muslim?" She said, "No. He believes in Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai." So
what?
Yeah, I'm about to play it on. So this is a case. We see this all the time. We hear sisters say these words all the time. I'm not with that, right? And look how swiftly she left her. And she said she was still with him. So you know he's been teaching her. You know what she knows. So she done left him, and now she out there damn stealing from Walmart. Lord done put a spirit on her. Now she about to get locked up. She left a righteous husband because he believes in having multiple wives, and now the Lord done put a spirit on her for judgment, right? Now she about to get locked up. This is what happens when you move out of order, man. This is what happens, right? We're gonna play on.
Yeah.
So she just told him that he's a Hebrew Israelite.
But hey, he must be doing something right, right?
No, I ended things like what, a couple days ago.
A couple days ago.
But
So what does he do for work?
okay, at first he was selling. Now I think he's working at Wingstop. If he still works there, I don't know.
You was telling who you living with then?
I'm back in my mom's house right now. I was trying to get my life back in order, so I was back at her house.
You're trying to press fast.
So we can stop it there. So the dude used to be selling, and then he gave up selling, obviously, because he started serving the Most High God, right? And started working at Wingstop. But she was still dwelling in the home with him, right? Being protected, learning, right? But because he decided that he wanted to take another wife, she left to go back home with her mama, and it put a spirit on her to want to steal so she can get out of her mama's house, right? This is the problem when you she said those exact words. I'm not with that. And look what the Lord did. Let me get a precept. This is the problem when you think that your emotions matter over the words of the Most High God. The Lord don't give a damn about your emotions. He don't give a damn about what you with. You either with his words or you out, right? Let's go to the book of Peter, right? It's the book.
That's new or that's old? I never seen that video.
The video is 5 months ago.
So she left because he took another wife?
Right. Well, I think he was dating. I think he was courting another sister because she said she didn't want to say he was cheating because he believes in multiple wives. So I think he was probably just looking into taking another wife, right?
Oh, okay.
So, this is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2, right? And I'm gonna start at verse 20. For after that we have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and the Savior Yahweh Shah Mashiach, that we are again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worse with them than the beginning. Right? So you know he was teaching her. You know he was showing her the words because she plainly said Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shah. Plainly, right? So you know he was teaching her. You know he was showing her how to be righteous. You know he was showing her the way, right? And and you know she was with it until he decided, hey, I want to take another woman. And now she kind of got up out of there. And look what happened. Right? Her latter end is worse than the beginning. She wasn't going to jail. She wasn't locked up. She wasn't stealing thousands of dollars. Right? Let me get this one. This is what happens when you allow your emotions to supersede the words of the Most High God. The words of the Most High God are true, man. And he will bring swift judgment or he can bring slow judgment. One way or another, you're going to receive judgment. But let's get this. Go to the book of Matthew. Right? Matthew. Let's see. I think I want. No. Well, let me get this one first. Right? This is Matthew chapter 8, right? In verse 34. And when he called the people unto him, his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Right? You got to deny yourself. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you feel. You got to be down with the order of the Most High God. Right? It says what? For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. But whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. You got to be down with the program. Right? You got to renew your mind to think of the way in the order of the Most High God continually. And anytime that man kind of creeps up or that woman creeps up, you got to beat that sister or beat that man back down. That's why Paul said, what? I die daily, man. You got to beat that out of your mind. That's not a righteous thought. right? I'm not with that. There should be nothing in the scriptures that ever makes you say, I'm not with that. That's off. Let me get one more and I'm going to pass it. I don't want to be long-winded, right? It's the book. Because I already played, it's the book of 1 Samuel. Right? It's one of my favorite things to read. I read this all the time. 1 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 18. And Samuel told him every whit and hid nothing from him. And he said, it is the Lord, let him do what seemeth good. What seemeth him good, right? That's what your mind frame got to be. It is the Lord, let him do what seemeth good. Our people act as if whatever the Lord tells them to do, that they know better for themselves than the Most High knows for you. That you know how to put yourself in a better situation than the Lord. No, you're evil. That's what you are. You're evil and you're proud. You believe that your understanding supersedes the Most High's. The Most High has never ordained anything that is unrighteous. His words are righteous, not yours. And a lot of times when you try to step out of that order, right, the Lord brings instant judgment at times. And sometimes the Lord, he wait and let him build that tally up on you and you get judgment. Let me get one more. Salah. Classic. Right? Right? This is, well, brother, you can't say that. Like, or sister, whoever you are, you can't say that. You can't say, see, this is the wrong spirit. You have not the spirit. You can't say the sister didn't understand multiple wives, but she was just a thief more than any. You don't know that. You have no evidence of that she was stealing before. Right? You can't, you have not the understanding. You have not the spirit of the Lord. You have wrong judgment. You need to go home, pray, and fast. Let's leaving comments without the right understanding, man. Go find the proof that she was stealing before then. That's a foolish comment, man. We out here edifying our people by the things that we're pulling up, and you want to make a comment like that. Hey, keep your hand on your mouth, man. Or your fingers in your pocket. Right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 5. It says what? Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart, and say not, who can control me for my works? For the Most High is surely revenge thy pride. So that mindset is, right, when you say, well, I'm not with that, you're saying the Lord can't control you. You're saying that you can control you. It's all about you and what you want to do, man. It's not about you and what you want to do. It's about the Lord and what he says to do. And your response should be, it is the Lord, let him do what seemeth good, man. Right? And it says what? Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin to sin, and say not his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him. Bring the brother back in. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation rests upon sinners. Right? So, hey, it doesn't matter if he's being merciful in the time. The Lord can literally cut you short, man. Right? Brother's got it.
What? So what happened? Bro, I missed all that. Somebody said something? Yeah, froze me.
We going into the judgment of the sister for the act she committed, and the person left this comment. Oh, so like it ain't this comment. The sister did not understand multiple wives, but she was just a thief more than anything. Brother, we edifying our people through the video that we pulled out, showing you the judgment of the Lord. Right? You don't know the sister was a thief. You don't know that the Lord did not just put the spirit on her to start doing that, because she literally said she was doing it to get out of her mama's house. So what are you talking about?
Right. So that if your pride wouldn't have made you leave your husband, you wouldn't have to be out there stealing. So you was out there stealing because obviously he was the breadwinner.
I mean, ultimately, our people should understand, be trying to pray that a spirit like that don't come up on them. You know what I'm saying? Brothers or sisters, you know what I'm saying? Because it can happen to anybody, to where you reject the order of the Lord, the correction of the Lord, and then you just get a spirit put on you and go off and go doing your own thing. So let me grab this. This is Psalm 141, and I'm gonna start at 3. It says, set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the doors of my lips. Incline not my heart to any evil thing. And that's what we should be praying. Incline not my heart to any evil thing. The sister didn't want to go with the order of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, she had been being taught, because you got people that have necessarily congregating, watching videos, and still can't properly say the name. Still can't say Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. The brother obviously been teaching her the word, but she bucking up against it. She ain't trying to hear that. You feel me? So incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat of their dainties, right? Because she was going astray in the wrong way. And like the brother said, I mean, we can speculate on the matter, but I mean, if anybody has ever, been in that lifestyle to where you were selling, you know what I'm saying, to know anybody versus going to work in Wingstop, the money ain't the same. And she prefers that lifestyle rather than, what I'm saying, this righteous one, right? That's what it seemed like. Like, we could speculate all day, like the brother or sister or whatever did in the comment, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, you got to choose righteousness in the order of the Lord. But let me keep going. Verse 5, it says, let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness. And it's going back into like the same thing, not being able to follow instruction, not being able to take reproof. I'm sure that he was giving her the precepts, trying to bring her along in this thing. Let the righteous smite you, and not physically smiting with the word. The word is sharper than the two-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? You're getting smitten by it, you're getting cut. You feel me? Let the righteous smite me, right? It shall be a kindness, and let him reprove me. It shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head. For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. So reproof should be like what does it say? Salakia. It shall be like an excellent oil. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be, for lack of better words, anointed with this reproof, to be trying to, like, if somebody rebukes you or try to set you aright, it shouldn't be like, hell nah, I'm gonna double down, I'm gonna harden my neck. No, you should be like the water and try to move in the right way, because what we say all the time, what the verse say, you know what I'm saying? It's not a good thing to fall into the hands of the Lord. You should know that. Anybody should know that, that's in this walk, right? Let me grab something else real quick. Oh, nah. It's Proverbs 29 and verse 1. It says, he that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. So if you getting this reproof, you're getting into this word or whatever, and you harden your neck because there's a reproof that is not comely. You know what I'm saying? You not feeling your emotions is involved, and you start hardening your neck, you're gonna be destroyed. You gotta walk in the ways that the Lord set up. I'm gonna grab that real quick and I'm gonna pass it. Since I said something about it, go to Sirach 20. Salaki. All right, here we go. Sirach 20 and 1. It says, there is a reproof that is not comely. Again, some man holdeth his tongue, and he is wise. We was kind of talking about the brother said that at the beginning of the video. Some people just don't know how to shut the hell up when reproof is coming out, right? They just keep pressing the needle. They just gotta say something. Like, nah, you're supposed to hear the matter, right? Says verse 2, it is much better to reprove than to be angry secretly, and he that confesseth his fault shall be preserved from hurt. How good is it when thou art reproved to show repentance, for so shalt thou escape willful sin. It says when thou art reproved, it is a good thing to show repentance, not to buck up, not to do what you want to, not to get effeminate in your feelings or nothing like that. You're supposed to show forth repentance, and then will you escape willful sin. But you got it, brother.
Yeah, man. It's just being out of order. That's all it was. Some people don't like that, man. You out of order, man. And you just rebelling because she didn't say he hit her. She didn't say, oh, he wasn't, you know, taking care of the house, or he was. She told you exactly what the issue is. Sitting in, and that's spiritual too, man, because a lot of y'all real is gonna be sitting in that room with Esau, man, in these last days, man. Gonna give you up, man. Gonna turn on you, man. Because she got a spirit of rebellion on her, man. Right? So let's get this in First Samuel 15 and 23, man. It says, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, man. And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry, because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord. So the Lord, like the brother was saying, I don't know if you brought this out. You brought this out when I was frozen? Con. So when you reject the word of, he had also rejected thee from being king. Obviously dealing with Samuel. But the point is, when you being rebellious against the word of the Lord, because that is the word of the Lord, part of us coming into this truth is coming back to our heritage. Now, we get it. That's a touchy topic. You know, a lot of people don't understand it and don't know how to deal with it. And it's all pride. That's all it is. Um, but at the end of the day, you cannot rebel against the Most High's word. And ultimately, she rebelled against her husband to the point where she left because of that. You see what I'm saying? So what? A spirit of witchcraft will come on you. A spirit. And Most High send us a lying spirit on you. All right. Put a spirit on you to go steal some stuff to get you locked up. Now you sitting in the room in a shame. Now the YouTube video. This go deep, man. That's embarrassing, man. Now you've been put to shame. Now there's the thousands of views on YouTube where you sitting in there on camera stealing. You got it, King.
Yeah, and I just want to say because like how people. This is why. Let me get this precept, and then I'm gonna say what I'm saying. I'm gonna let you get back in there because I like this is the problem with Israel, right? Israel's problem is they don't have no spiritual eyes. Like everything is just oh well maybe it was this. Like okay, and I'm gonna tell you why you can't see what you need to see. This is First Corinthians chapter 2, right? And verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of the Most High, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of the Most High, which things also we speak not in the words which is man's wisdom teacheth, but the Holy Ghost teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. So a man that's in the spirit can see this video. A sister that's in the spirit can see this video and see there was no reason in hell for that to come out her mouth. No reason in hell for her to just start confessing all that. The Lord did that for people to look at it and see exactly what happened, man. Regardless if the sister loved money, regardless if the sister whatever, the Lord made that come out of her mouth. And he made that come out of her mouth specifically for people to see that. And those that have spiritual eyes, hey, if you have ears, let them hear. He that have eyes, let them see, man. And if you don't see that, then hey, you have not the eye salve. It's really just that simple. The Lord literally brought judgment on this sister, no matter how long she may have been stealing, after she left her husband. She said 3 days ago, I ended it. And now after she left her husband, he brought judgment and she speaks those words. She didn't have to say, well, he's a Hebrew Israelite. He believes in Yahweh, Shem Yahshua. The Lord did that. If you can't see that spiritual, brother, something is wrong with you. You got it, King.
No, yeah, but that's facts, man. She said the Lord name and everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, like I was saying, man, that rebellion, because look, if anything, Matthew 6, and it just goes back to sincerity, as I was talking about earlier, and being humble and just stand in order. Because if let me get this real quick in Romans. I gotta get this, man. Let me get Romans 12, because we bring this out all the time, but we only apply it to certain situations, man. What's going on? This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2. And here's the problem again. And be not conformed to this world. Because we're conformed to this world, and certain things when we come to this truth is not accepted in the world, or is frowned upon or looked down upon, or we don't understand it, that lets you know we still conform to this world. We're still not accepting the whole Bible. You know what I'm saying? in the lifestyle that the Lord ordained and set up or allowed, right? Oh well, that was back then. That was during that time. You see what I'm saying? Well, that's fine. You still got to stay in order if you feel that way. It says, and be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's part of renewing your mind, following your husband. Because let me get First Corinthians 14 and 33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. I'm gonna jump down to 35. Because it shouldn't be no confusion. Well, my husband, well, I can't do that. My husband said this. Well, you're supposed to be learning from your husband. You're supposed to be one mind with your husband. You're supposed to agree with him. You're supposed to follow your husband, whether you like it or not. That's how you serve the Most High and follow the Most High. That's the part you have to learn that, and you have to change that aspect of your mind. The Lord said, "There's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the way thereof is it leadeth unto death." Man. Briefly paraphrasing, it says, verse 35, and if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is a shame for a woman to speak in the church. So the point is, you're supposed to learn from your husband, man. Whatever he say, or however he see it, man. If he not asking you to sin or do something wicked, then you got to listen to that man, because the Lord set that man up as your husband. Now you without in the streets with no head, right? And you know ran up in the store, man. Now you're in the damn interrogation room, man. Talking about you, how about you outside? You know what I'm saying? Madness, man. So this is Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 1. Every wise woman builded her house. Right? So you see, we're about building. It's about building, not tearing down, man. Right? It says, and you see, and she obviously she was reluctant. She didn't really want to say nothing bad about him. She was kind of, she tried as much as she could to be careful with her words, right? She didn't want to say he was off or he was, you know what I'm saying? Hey, he used to do this. He used to sell dope. Now he work at Wingstop. You know what I'm saying? But we just disagree on this. He believes in multiple wives, and I just can't get down with that. So I made a rash decision and left my husband. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she may, at that situation, who knows? She might be sitting in jail, and that may be what she needed to say, you know what? You know what I'm saying? And she may go back. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Every wise woman builded her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands, man. And you got some women like that, man. They tear that house down, man. Right? Over doctrine, man. When you're supposed to get your doctrine from your husband, man. Let me get this real quick. Oh, she's freezing up.
I've been watching so and so camping. You going off? You be coming to their husband like that, man.
He knows more than you. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands, man. You have to be in full submission to your husband, man. But it's hard to do that when you have your own separate beliefs and you see things a whole nother way instead of aligning yourself and getting in tune with your husband, especially your brother that's in the truth, man. As unto the Lord, submit yourself to your husband as unto the Most High. Why? Because that's how you get to the Most High. Just like us, we got to go through your house. You got to go through your husband, man. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, as he is the savior of the body, man. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their husbands in everything. He didn't say everything except if you come and say something you don't like that you don't agree with. He says in everything, man. So even if he come to you and say, "Hey, man, the scripture kind of say, he kind of went through the law, man. It kind of showed you, man." You know what I'm saying? You got to submit. That's how you serve the Most High God. And that's a lot of times sisters don't realize. Brothers say this all the time, but that's the trial. That's a test for you. Just like us, man. The Lord gonna try us to see how far are we willing to go to serve the Most High. Even like us, man. Brothers, man, we do a lot of laboring, man. You know what I'm saying? We hazard our lives, man. Like our forefathers, man, to speak this truth, man. Brothers go to jail, man. I have a pending case right now, man. I got the trial coming up, man, for teaching the Bible, man. That's a trial for me. Oh, do I say, man, it's too much. Let me leave. I don't want to do this. Same thing for you. You got trials too. It ain't on the level of ours. It may be something as simple as that. Oh, my husband took another wife. Oh, I'm finna leave now. Well, you're not in the power seat because you can't go get another husband. Well, go ahead and do it. That man, he go get another wife. That's on you. Sitting there hoping he die. Now you become wicked. Pray the Lord, go kill him. This then so I can get me another husband. Or you just gonna go commit adultery. So what does that tell you? That tell you, man, you know what? I need to humble down. I need to humble. This is the situation that the Lord put me in. I gotta endure it. And if you think it's wrong, pray. Pray for your husband. Oh, your fake leave. Pray and ask the Lord to show your husband the right way. Don't disrespect him. Don't speak bad on him. Don't leave and run away because you disagree. Now you ain't praying no more. Now he a hypocrite. Now he ain't righteous. Now you speaking all manner of evil against him, man. You know what I'm saying? Digging a deeper hole for yourself. But you got it, King.
I'm just get a couple more precepts, right, on just order in general, because this whole thing is about order. The whole class, that clip was supposed to be, showing you what can happen when you step out of order. That was a quick judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother Jonathan brought out, she left her husband, right, for something that was in the scriptures that she didn't want to conform to. She didn't want to be in order, and the Lord brought judgment, right? So it's sometimes it's instant, and sometimes, hey, the Lord let it drag on, right? This is the book of 2 Chronicles 26 and verse 15. And he made in Jerusalem engines, talking about King Uzziah, invented by cunning men, to be on the towers and upon the bullocks, to shoot arrows and great stones withal. And his name spread far abroad, for he was marvelously helped till he was strong. But when he was strong, his heart was lifted up to his destruction, for he transgressed against the Lord his power, and went into the temple of the Lord to burn incense upon the altar of incense. It said what? It said his heart was lifted up. So when you go against the order of the Most High God, your heart is lifted up. You are in pride. Your heart is lifted up. And what we trying to show our people is when you go against the order, whether it's men the Lord set up over you, whether it's your husband, right? Whatever it may be, scriptures, whatever it may be, when you go against the order of the Most High God, your heart is lifted up against the Lord, man. And it says what? And Azariah the priest went in after him, and with him 80 priests of the Most High that were valiant men. And they withstood Uzziah the king, and said unto him, it appertained not unto thee, Uzziah, to burn incense unto the Lord, but to the priests, the sons of Aaron, that are consecrated to burn incense. Go out of the sanctuary. So he let them know, hey, it's not, you're out of order. This is not up to you to do, right? For thou hast trespassed, neither shall it be for thine honor from the Most High, right? But Uzziah didn't listen. And he got wroth. He got upset. He didn't listen, right? So, hey, order is important. And what happened to Uzziah for not listening? Then Uzziah was wroth and had a censer in his hand to burn incense. And while he was wroth with the priest, the leprosy even rose up in his forehead before the priest in the house of the Lord from beside the incense of the altar. So, hey, he was made a leper, made unclean. Now he can't even be anywhere around the temple. Now he got to be out, right? Instant judgment, right? All because what? He wanted to be out of order because his heart was lifted up against the Lord, right? Let me get this in the book of Samuel. And it's a lot of precepts on order, man. We literally can do a class all day long, right? This is the book of 2 Samuel chapter 11 and verse 1. And it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle. And David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel, and destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem. So the order is, at this time of the year, kings go to battle. But what David do? Hey, he didn't keep the order. He stayed home. He tarried at Jerusalem. And what ended up happening from that? Right? Verse 6. And David, I just read on. I don't got to go jump down. Verse 2. And it came to pass in the eventime that David arose off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself. and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. And David sent and inquired after the woman, and one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, and the wife of Uriah the Hittite? And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. Right? So literally, because David wasn't in order, because David didn't keep the order of going to battle at the time of the kings, David fell into willful lust, man. So that's another thing, right? You damn don't keep the order, you can fall into willful lust, right? Let me get one more precept and I'm gonna pass it. All right, let's go to the book of Job. Right, it's the book of Job, chapter 33 and verse 5. And it says, if thou canst answer me, set thy words in order before me and stand up. Hey, you even supposed to be ordering your words. Hey, the Lord say not to pray with vain babblings, man. Right? It's a good and wise thing to even write out your prayers, man. Right? Not saying you have to, but it's a good and wise thing. The Lord loves order. You kind of praying, you don't know what to say, you mumbling. Hey, that's why you can recite prayers that's in the scriptures. They're already in order for you. You can recite the prayer of Manasseh. You can recite the prayer of Azariah. You can recite Psalms 51. You can recite Sirach 23. Right? Hey, the list goes on and on. You can recite the Lord's Prayer, the Shemayim. Right? Why? Because they're already ordered for you, and the Lord despises a lack of order, man. He despises that. So you got to be in order in every aspect. And our people, we have a problem with it, right? And we're trying to get our people to come out of that because, as we said when we opened the class, hey, we do this to perfect Israel. And it's time for us to be perfected in order, right? But brother got it.
Okay. That about Uzziah put me in the mind of Uzziah, put me in the mind of Gehazi. I meant to bring this out earlier, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up. This is 2 Kings 5. I'm gonna have to read down a little bit, but I'm gonna start at 15. It says, and he returned to the man of God, he and all his company, and came and stood before him. And he said, behold, now I know that there is no God in all the earth but in Israel. Now therefore I pray thee, take a blessing of thy servant. So this is basically, he got Elisha had helped I believe you pronounce it Naaman. You know what I'm saying? He was a leprous. You know what I'm saying? And now the brother, like basically it was a miracle now that the brother is not leprous anymore. This is where the context is starting out, right? All right, verse 16, it says, but he said, as the Lord liveth, before whom I stand, I will receive none. And he urged him to take it, but he refused. So he was trying to, pay him. Like, you know what I'm saying? For this blessing that you have done, you done took the leprosy, the uncleanness away from me. Just, let me pay you for it. He refused it, right? Verse 17, and Naaman said, shall there not then, I pray thee, be given to thy servant 2 mules, burden of earth? For thy servant will henceforth offer neither burnt offering nor sacrifice unto other gods, but unto the Lord. In this thing the Lord pardon thy servant, that when my master goeth into the house of Rimmon to worship there, and he leaneth on my hand, and I bow myself in the house of Rimmon, when I bow down myself in the house of Rimmon, the Lord pardoned thy servant in this thing. Like, look, because of this, now my eyes have been opened. This is the one true God in Israel. I'm gonna be on the straight and narrow path. I'm not dealing with these other guys or all that, right? Verse 19, it says, and he said unto him, go in peace. So he departed from him a little way. So it was like, bro, go ahead, go in peace. Don't even worry about it. It's all good, right? Verse 20, but Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of God, said, behold, my master hath spared Naaman, this Syrian, is not receiving at his hands that which he brought. But as the Lord liveth, I will run after him and take somewhat of him. So he is the servant of Elisha. So if what you would say, whether it's your captain, your leader, that's the better word. Your leader has just shown forth, as basically, set a decree or some type of order or, an act, however you want to look at it, you need to follow suit. The brother was like, damn that. You know what I'm saying? Like he spared him. He didn't take that, but I want some of that. I covered that, right? Let's go ahead. It says, verse 21, where I left off. So Gehazi followed after Naaman, and when Naaman saw him running after him, he lighted down from the chariot to meet him and said, is all well? And he said, all is well. My master have sent me. Lying. His master didn't send him, and he's like, it's all well, because, I just left from you. Everything was supposed to be good. Y'all sent me on my way. What's going on? Yeah, he lied, talking about Elisha had sent him, right? Saying, behold, even now there be come to me from Mount Ephraim 2 young men of the sons of the prophets. Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver and 2 changes of garments. And Naaman said, be content, take 2 talents. And he urged him and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags and 2 changes of garments and laid them upon 2 of his servants, and they bare them before him. And when he came to the tower, he took them from their hand and bestowed them in the house, and he let the men go, and they departed. So he lied and said some prophets from Ephraim, like, bless their game, you know what I'm saying? Give them something, right? And then, in the sight of Naaman, he let Naaman give it to them, you know what I'm saying? And then when they got back to where they was going, he took it from them. It was like going on, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, verse Salakia 25. But he went in and stood before his master, and Elisha said unto him, whence comest thou, Gehazi? And he said, thy servant went no whither, just lying, right? And he said unto him, went not my heart with thee when the man turned again from his chariot to meet thee? Is it a time to receive money and to receive garments and olive yards and vineyards and sheep and oxen? Shut the door. Is it a time to receive money and to receive garments and olive yards and vineyards and sheep and oxen and men servants and maid servants? The leprosy, therefore, of Naaman shall cleave unto thee and to thy seed forever. And he went out from his presence a leper as white as snow. So for his being out of order, the leprosy that just got lifted off of Naaman is cleaving unto him and his lineage. You being out of order sometimes don't just affect you. It can affect everybody around you. But yeah, you got it, brother, because I read down on that. You got it, Jonathan. You're on mute, up.
Con, can you hear me? Con, just landing back on what the Gabar was saying earlier. Let me get this in Sirach 33 and 4, because everything is ordered. Like the brother said, even with your prayers, got to be in order. It says, prepare what to say, and so thou shalt be heard. Here's the key part in everything we just read. And bind up instruction. And that's a part of it, man. You can't be rebellious and never listen, can't take correction, and then you sit there and then you come to the Most High in prayer. That's why a lot of brothers have prayer droughts. When you go, you spend all this time and you're not praying, man, because you know your spirit been off, man. Right? Bind up instruction and then make answer, man. Man, what the Lord said, make sure you're in order. Get in order, man, before. And don't come and make sure you know what you're gonna say and say the right things, man. If you've been going out, the first thing you should be doing, you need to be repenting, man. Right? Before you come to the Most High. And that's one of the things with our people, man. Let me get this in Jeremiah 11 in verse 11. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will bring evil upon them which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. Why? Why the Lord not going to listen to us, man? Because we don't listen. Why would the Lord listen to us, man? We don't listen to the Most High, man. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 25. Hey, the Lord, and like Gabar was going into this earlier. Hey, sometimes judgment come immediately, but sometimes hey, you don't want to test the patience of the Most High, man. Being rebellious and being prideful. No, we know, pride goes before destruction, man. Before your destruction. Hey, the Lord waited 23 years, man, before he judged. Let me read this real quick. In Jeremiah 25 verse 3, it says, "From the 13th year of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, even unto this day, that it is the 23rd year, the word of the Lord hath came unto me, and I have spoken unto you, rising early and speaking, but ye have not hearkened." I'm gonna jump down to verse 7. "Yet ye have not hearkened unto me, said the Lord, that ye might provoke me to anger with the works of your hands to your own hurt." Right? Meaning it's gonna come back on your own head, man. And you coming against the Most High God, man. Let me get this in let me go to we're gonna stay in Jeremiah chapter 35, and I'm gonna read verse 14. It says, "The words of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, that he commanded his sons not to drink wine, are performed. For unto this day they drink none, but obey their father's commandments. Notwithstanding, I have spoken unto you, rising early and speaking, but ye have not hearkened unto me," man. Right? That's that rebellion, man. Right? That the Lord is talking about. Let me get one more, man. This is the book of Acts, chapter 7, and verse 51. We always bring this out, man. And we can say the same thing today. It says, "Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do always resist the Holy Spirit, as your fathers did, so do ye." Right? Because we don't listen, man. And that's why you can't get to that next level, man, because you always resisting the Holy Spirit through your rebellion, right? Through you not being able to humble down, not swallowing your pride, not being meek and showing forth humility, not willing to be a servant, not willing to take the high road, not willing to follow. Like Yahweh made himself a servant, man. Hey, the servant is not greater than his master, man. Right? You don't want to go through nothing. You want to feel no grief, man. You don't want to deal with anything. You don't even want to. You don't even want a down. You. Our people want everything easy, man. You want to play the video game. You want to put it on the easiest level, right? You don't want to deal with anything, man. So controversy, affliction, trials, tribulations come in this truth, and you have to endure it and deal with it and take it cheerfully in humbleness and in meekness, swallowing your pride and rebuking Satan. The Lord said, "Resist the devil and he'll flee from you, man." You don't team up with the damn devil and start rolling with him, man. And that's what happens, man, when you go against your leadership, when you go against your husband, man, when you're at work and you go against the order that's set up at your job, you end up unemployed, man, and without work. That's a fool. You're not wise. All right. So get in order, and submit to the will of the Most High God.
Lord willing, somebody was edified or will be edified in the coming days, right? We about to head to camp. Us here in Houston, we're gonna be on Main Street. Jonathan, you let them know where y'all gonna be. Atlanta gonna be in front of the big Ferris wheel downtown.
We at 8255 International Drive, Orlando, Florida. That's our new camp spot. Pull up.
Yep, come here to word if y'all in any of the cities, right? Oh, and one more reminder, right? All three camps will be in Memphis, Tennessee, right? July 4th through July 7th. But we'll have camp July 4th, 5th, and 6th at 4:30 p.m. right now on the corner of Beale Street and BB King, right? Beale Street and BB King Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee, 4:30 p.m. July 4th, July 5th, and as of now, July 6th, the same location, right? Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.